Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's try this again. Excuse the interruptions. Please stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of excellent racing again this evening. But yeah, welcome aboard, everyone. I'm Davo. You've joined us here again for the official coverage of the Asrnz 2023 Back Pain GT3 series. It's round 4. We're at Misano. Like I said, I'm Davo. J-Man beside me here. We're clearly having technical difficulties again tonight, but welcome aboard, everybody. The boys are in qualifying at the moment, so they're out on track. We will get some driver standings up in front of us right here. J-Man, what do we decipher after 3 rounds in, quarter of the way through the series?
Yeah, so 3 rounds in, mate. We'll start at the top end of town there. So we've got Vic Chan in a real arm wrestle, over 7 points over Mark Mudgeway. And then a little bit back to Jordan Moss makes up the top 3 in the pro class at the moment, followed closely by John McDonald, Nick McIndoe, Shane Fodado, Sam Carson. Mitchie Campbell, who is actually absent tonight, having some internet issues. We feel your pain there, Mitchie, mate, because we know what the internet gods are good at. And currently in P9, as a Pro-Am as well, I might add. I mentioned this last week, Aaron Enright on 124 points. And then Adam Falconer in the 10th. Just want to pick up on that too. So if I sort of said, look, at the end of the day, Aaron Enright, although he's overall 9th outright, he is P1 at the moment, 3 rounds in the Pro-Am class. I think it was 9 points the marker over Vaughan Martin, who's doing a stellar job in the Pro-Am class, and 15 points better off than Jeff Burse, who's currently P3 in that class as well. Up by Steve Melling and Rusty Shackelford, which takes you out of P16 now. Bear Grylls, I want to mention Bear Grylls, 70 points this season so far. He's the first of your AMs, but he is in an absolute arm wrestle with Phil Davison in the 33 Ferrari, who's on 69 points. So 1 point the marker there, the difference between those guys. And I just want to pick up and just mention about Phil Davison. This is a guy that's been taken on an academy role inside 777 Racing. So that's doing him a world of favours. Followed by Mike King, who I think is absent as well in the 318 Mercedes. So that's the orange Ruffy car that I can't see out on track here at the moment.
Not tonight, no.
Yeah, so that's your podium in each class, and obviously we run all the way down to, I guess, to be honest, at the moment, probably Steve Wilton's back. So good to see Farmer back. And he's in the Pro-Am class. He's had 2 rounds off with other commitments. So good to see Farmer back, albeit he might be operating at 80%, I think was the word, or was it 80% tomorrow? I'm not sure. But anyway, nonetheless, we'll pick up on with about 3 minutes 20 to go where these boys are, and we'll touch a little bit more on the points as the nights go through, guys. So,
for sure, J-Man, and like we mentioned, if we caught it on that little early part of the stream there, lovely track. Nice and wide, good length, and some toasty temperatures out here tonight. Not too bad, but just enough to keep them thinking. But look, a fantastic track to spectate. Always provides excellent racing. Some really good passing opportunities, J-Man, which as a commentator we love to get excited about this stuff. So.
100%. So the boys, obviously the first indicative markers have been laid down. We'll see John McDonald up there currently on a 34.2 over Mark Mudgeway on a 34.2 over Sam Carson on a 34.2.
Does that say something? I think we're thinking it's tight up the top here, mate.
It is tight at the top of the town. Vic and Jordan Moss in there on 34.4s. Now I can tell you now, I did sort of snoop around this week watching the guys. They were running a slightly hotter condition. The weather's a little bit more favourable on Thursday nights, and
it is.
And I can tell you now that I saw times as low as 31.6s to 31.8s. Sorry, apologies, 32. 33 6s to 33 8s, sorry. I did see as low as 34 zeros tonight in these current conditions. So there are only a couple of tenths off the best I've seen tonight, mate.
Yeah, so Yeah, definitely. These guys, it's going to be close, and we've seen it all season so far on all of the tracks. You know, some more conducive to close lap times than others. You know,
Yeah.
hence, Suzuka was a bit spread out, but yeah, super close times. You know, I think the first round you can just about throw a blanket over the top 10. There's Vic Chan. Just gets provisional pole there, J-Man with a 33. Now you did mention that 33.7.
Yeah,
So that's pretty bloody quick when when you know the norm is at 34.2. We also see John McDonald actually in
he banked a 30.
Yep.
Yeah, he banked a 33.8 first, and then Vic backed it up with a straight after it with a 33.7. So that's it's pretty close.
Pretty close, definitely. A couple of the other BC cars, actually, the Espresso car, and I think it was Nick McIndoe in the Milo car doing pretty well last week as well. So we'll be having a bit of a close eye on them. Sam Cass and Carso, as always, in the Xbox McLaren, one to look out for, and looking at his times, definitely going to be one of the movers and shakers tonight. As usual, we've got the regulars, Vic Chan, John McDonald, Mark Mudgewell at the pointy end. Where's our first Porsche? I think it's Adam Falconer. Then we've got Geordie Moss in 6th at the moment there in the pits. They've had enough. They reckon that's good enough. So
John's just going to be short from getting across to do another one, so that's him done.
Yeah, for sure. But I just see Sam Carson actually push Mudgeway back down one, and Pips.
Mudgeway's coming though. He's got a couple of tenths up his sleeve, nearly 3.
So yeah, as usual, nice close look in the qualifying, as much as it is in the Mudgy. Yeah, just Pips Sam again. So there you go, guys. There you go.
Yeah, so the only guy out on track now, he's pulled it in, knows the job's done, is Vic Chan. Takes pole actually on the 133.720, just under 1.5 tenths quicker than John McDonald. So nothing in that. What's 1.5 tenths, a bumper?
Yeah, not a lot. Particularly in a place like this. So yeah, awesome stuff. Good field tonight. We got 24 cars, I think, out on track again tonight. So another good turnout here for round 4 here at Misano. J-Man, looking forward to it. What are your picks, mate? What are you thinking? Are we looking at the podium right there? The Vic Chans, the John McDonalds, and the Mark Mudgeways, my friend.
Yeah. Quite possibly. I think Vic's always. He's always going to turn up and ready to Mudgeway. We know Mudgeway's in a sweet spot of form over the last sort of probably 12-18 months. He's looked real good, but Carso looks good here. Like Sam Carson looks prepared, and Aaron Enright. So I was just looking at that battle there. Remember, I just mentioned that Aaron Enright's the leading Pro-Am driver at the moment, and he's over Vaughan Martin by I think it was something like 9 points. Now Vaughan's back in 9th versus Aaron's 5th, so that's a good qualifying from Aaron. But I think as long as the BC boys don't trip over each other in P2, P3, plus Sam Carson, I think the McLarens are looking very, very good here, as is actually the Ferrari. Now I just want to touch on, I didn't mention before, but there has been a change at the top end of town with the Teams Championship that we mentioned that is obviously running this year, and the BC Racing number 1 team, which is the Mark Mudgeway team, is actually just surpassed after last the Team Shell V-Force Racing, which is the Steve Melling outfit. So that's 171 points, plays 169, so not a lot in it. And OES is in 3rd, 777 Orange is in 4th, BC Racing number 2 team is back in 5th, and 777 Black in 6th, and then Gear Grinders still doing a great job. Not too many markers, 5 markers back from 777 Black. So a great showing there in the teams, but well done to BC Racing number 1. That whole scenario of getting those points is it is literally, obviously it's a teams, but it's a team effort. If you've got an AM in your team, you do need him to feature very, very well. So Jarks did a a brilliant job there for Shell V-Force when he was there. Jarks is tuned in at the moment, so good to see you tune in, Jarks. Miss you out on track, but nonetheless, good to have you watching live. But that is the team's points up to date, Dave.
Awesome. Welcome aboard, Damien. Awesome to see you catching up on the stream. And like J-Man said, definitely missing you out on track there, mate. Yes, definitely McLaren's shining here. It is a bit of a McLaren fest this season. I suppose the couple of anomalies there, and you can actually see one of them on screen there. Actually, we'll just pop up there, and it is the BMW of Shane Faraday in between all the McLarens and the Porsches. And of course, you know, the elephant in the room, Vic Tan in the bloody Lamborghini up the front. But yeah, a couple of Lambos down the back there, and that BMW is really the unicorn in this field, isn't it, J-Man? And yeah, not doing too bad in the overall points, and actually probably a little bit down on where he'd like in his qualifying there tonight. But yeah, watch that thing go. But
yeah, the OES Glamourflage, the OES Hub Glamourflage BMW does feature well on the races, and you know, Shane's just missed the mark a little bit there on the quali.
Oh yes, and a little bit of technical issues last week, obviously with a bit of a lag spike, putting him off and into the wall and damaging the car severely. Does him no favours as these guys peel out of this double apex. A right-hander there, J-Man. I'm not sure the name of these corners. Down this back straight, super fast down here, mate, into this right-hander, isn't it?
Yeah, this is incredibly quick down through here. I believe I sort of did my homework, Davo, this week on the
good. We've taken notes
on the corners, and this one here down here.
Awesome.
I think that the dog leg, the fast down through 9, 10, 11 is pretty much, there's only one name, and it's in the, I guess it's in the middle part, the tightest part of it in the middle, and that's called Cavoni. And they come down to Curva del Caro, which is the hairpin, the right-hand hairpin at the end of it, and then famously named the final corner just past pit entry is Curva Misano. So the rest of them I don't really care for.
No, well, that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for us, or whatever. As we see the boys starting to line up, because they are coming into the final turn, famous or not, for the first race here, round 4 in the Asrnz 2023 GT3 back pain. Season 2, we got a green flag. Big Tan leading the pack. John McDonald and Mudgeway side by side into one. That's Carso right back there. He's going to want a bit of that if they make a slightest mistake. We've got Aaron Redwright and Adam Falconer, Jordan Moss, and a couple of Porsches there.
We've had one of the gear grinders cars straight into the pit wall.
So unfortunately, they're way back before even one.
Yeah.
As the Porsche's already under pressure from that BMW we talked about of
Shane Faraday.
Shane Faraday. And who is that with Faraday? That's Ford Martin, J-Man in the Ferrari, and Wilton back from a couple of weeks off
and
in the Weet-Bix car. And this is very wide, J-Man. This is lap 1. Who's out the back there?
Going to run incredibly deep there. He was way deep under brakes, which actually opens the door
Brad
for Brad Robinson.
Straight up the outside, inside, outside. Where are we going here?
Yeah, this has got plenty of feeling, this.
Martin Wilton's just like, oh, I don't want any part of this. He just backs way out of that. He's going to watch this unfold in front of him. That's
and who's that beside him? Is that Riley Price beside Wilton, is it? I think it is.
No, I think it's Rusty Shackleton, actually, Dave. Rusty Shackleton.
Sorry.
So, yeah, it's a melee in the midfield as Big Tan pulls away. McDonald, Mudgeway, Sam Carson, Aaron Enright, Jordan Moss out in Falconer out the front. But this train of cars, lap 1.
Yeah, look,
and it's
30 degrees out there with a 38-degree track. We got to mention to the viewers, good evening, Ethan. Good to have you back on the stream too. I'll just catch you in there. Is that tyres very much at the top of everyone's bloody list here tonight too, David? Because once again, 3 sets of tyres.
Big talking point.
2 qualifying sessions, 4 racing stints. You know, these guys are going. You look at the attitude on Vic's car and John McDonald. Mate, they're out there. They're attacking these opening laps. Everybody's got good tyres right now. But you know, by the time we get to race 2, stint 2,
well,
it'll be a completely different story.
Even race 1, stint 2, you couldn't have made.
It could be, yeah.
So yeah, definitely on everybody's mind at the moment. Everyone's had a taste of it so far this season already. With 3 rounds already passed, 6 races, plenty of lessons learned already. I would suspect, J-Man, tyre-wise. And management.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. So still that battle pack. So Brad Robinson looking fast. Putting a lot of pressure on Shane Fodorno, heading up to Cavoni here, up the big back chute. This is the longest part of the track. I think the longest straight, is 530 odd meters here. It seems like it's longer, but I guess they break it up by the corner curvature, and there is only 530 meters of straight line on this track. As we see just massive pressure. Vaughan's doing a great job as well, Davo, who's currently holding down P10. Farmer all over the back of Rusty Shackelford. Also.
So yeah, we saw actually Vaughan and Wilton together there in lap 1, trading places. I think Farmer pretty well, Steve Wilton there backing out of that little situation, leaving it to Vaughan. And yeah, Vaughan's taken it on with Rusty Shackelford and probably got Brad Robinson. That little battle with in front of him there, Brad Robinson and Shane Fodorno, J-Man. That'll be the carrot for him, won't it? He'll be looking for that, trying to get on the tail of that.
Yeah, well, he's got to get himself a little bit closer and so that he's there to capitalise on anything that goes on there. And just as I saw Shane and Brad Robinson exit that turn 4, I just noticed, we haven't mentioned already, but track cuts are a very real scenario here.
Definitely, yes.
Tonight, obviously that turn 4 is a big one, and then obviously down at the final of the fast rights, as we see, the pit lane is just open, obviously mandatory. And Brad Robinson's going to get the job done here. A little bit of contact on exit, but he has got up the inside of Shane, and he will get this done as they head down to Cavoni.
Yeah, there you go. So Shane, just quite happy to let him go, and you can just see in the background here, and the cameras are starting to pick up on this battle in the background here, J-Man.
Yep.
Of the Bear Grylls, Reese Penfold and Phil Davison. Yeah. So and Reese in one of the Lambos, black unsponsored car. First race last week for him. I think was it his last week?
Yeah. Reese and Rob, the father-son combination.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, good work for Reese here on the tail of Bear Grylls, who you just only earlier mentioned was in leading the AM Championship. So nice work for Reese to just jump in there and start hitting the marks, mate. So
yeah, no, absolutely. He's doing a brilliant job. Obviously, you know, it's a new league for Reese and Rob. You know, they come in, they're going to find their feet and find out, you know, where they fall and where the level is racing. I thought they did a really good job at
the last week.
Kyle
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's not the easiest place to cut your teeth on in, you know, super competitive stuff like it is here at Asrnz, because pretty technical track, and the heat was on pretty early. A little bit more room to move here as we just see Vaughan Martin, like I said, chasing that carrot, and there he is. Brad Robinson passed Fodorno, and now Vaughan Martin lining up for a J-Man. It's we can still see Steve Melling and Bear Grylls in the background there.
Yeah. So a couple of points to catch up on, and the first one is obviously I'll touch on Vic Chan just banking a beautiful 134.245 on that last lap around. Plays John McDonald's 34.6. Yeah. So a good 4.5 tenths there, which is what we're seeing on the margin there. The other one I want to touch base on is the car that made the fence at turn 2, lap 1, was actually Riley Price in the 979.
Oh, Gear Grinder's car, yep, okay.
The Gear Grinder's car, and he is actually, so he made the fence, and he is making his way back up to the field. He's rounded up Bobby Laycock. Lucas Starr looks to be a non-starter because I cannot bring that car up. So 23 cars running in the field, as we actually see Riley Price make a very early pit stop. So he's looking to do a big undercut strategy to make good of that incident
For
that he had at the race
the early
start.
incident, yeah, no, fair call. And we see this work quite often, don't we, J-Man, with these boys, you know, have those early incidents that get in, and it can really push them up the field, you know, considerably. Yeah,
Yep.
you know, it's, yeah, so good work, as long as you can make it stick. You need those good in-laps, you need those good out-laps, and you need to hit your marks in the pit stop. So, yeah, tough stuff. Just concentrating on there. I think the camera's on John McDonald. We're going to go back to Jordan Moss here. The second of the Porsches, just tucked in behind Aaron Enright.
So it's Adam Falconer's actually up the road behind Aaron Enright.
Yes.
And then Jordan Moss, who's actually starting to come under pressure from Brad Robinson. Now, Brad Robinson, I just want to talk about Brad Robinson for a second. You know, this guy
let's do that.
He is playing in the pro class. He's down on the numbers a little bit at the moment, but he does deserve to be there, in my opinion, because you see drives like this, and currently running P8. Last that round was a 34.4. He was faster than everybody in front of him, bar Vic Chan and Sam Carson. So last that round, he definitely showed the pace.
Oh, for sure.
He is moving forward. The one that concerns me at the moment is just behind him. It's a shame Potato does not look as comfortable as I thought he might.
No, and like we've been talking about actually all season, and again earlier in the race here, it's just the tyre strategies. We don't know what these guys are on. Clearly, when you know some of these guys are on their really, you know, fresh green set of tyres, mate, they are super quick. Yep. Some of them actually deal with the worn tyre very well, so it's hard to tell with some of the guys, you know. But clearly, we can see here Brad Robinson, very speedy McLaren at the moment, looking to take it onto these two Porsches in front, and probably rightly so. Like you're saying, with his pace, pro driver, he should easily be able to take it to them and get up at that pointy end of the pack. What has he got for the next session, mate? What's he got for the next stint? It's not going to be another set of green tyres if he's on greens now, is he?
Yeah, as I just see Nick Grills just coming under massive attack from Reese Penfold. I thought Reese was up the inside onto the big back straight, but he didn't quite get it done. But he is ranging. He's looking for an outside move. It's a long, long way around there.
It's a very long way around. Bear will not give it up anytime soon. Now, that battle has ensured the whole race. We've had cameras on these two already tonight, and it continues.
Oh,
again,
it's a lot of side by side.
Look at this. Look at this. The over, the under, the under, the over. Bear will be loving this. Reese will be loving this. What a fantastic.
Yeah, and then
opening couple of races for Reese to join.
Just in the background, we've got the AM driver of Phil Davison, who's, like I mentioned in the quali, is under tuition from 777, and I just see a new turn of speed. You and I had the pleasure of racing with this guy on a Sunday night, and change of platform, change of car. The guy was all class.
Yeah, no, it was good fun actually. Yeah, a bit of RF2, a bit of fun with the hardcore boys, but I definitely had good pace.
He had a good battle with Kenny Simpson, and which leads me to believe, where is Kenny Simpson? Okay, so Kenny Simpson is behind him on track. So that battle started on Sunday night. It still rages on Thursday. Good stuff.
It is absolutely, J-Man. As the battle tightens at the front.
Yeah, Mudgee and
McDonald.
And Carson.
We've got Carso in there in the Xbox car. He's climbed up onto the back of these two. Now, McDonald, here he goes. It's team orders. Oh!
Yeah, if I was Mudgee, I'd get out of this.
You would think so. Somebody's got to get out of this.
Yeah, this is too risky in team cars. They are team 1, team 2.
Oh, yeah, and that is the Nestle car, whatever it is.
The Nespresso?
The Nespresso car. Sorry, I'm still getting my tongue around that one. Just in behind that as well. Then we've got the couple of Porsches. You can really see a Morley screenshot there every now and then. But, that is a tight little battle there, J-Man. Oh, again, as Carso ranges up on the back of Mudgee. Mudgee probably just trying to play wingman to McDonald, clearly. And trying to give a little bit of space, but Carso's doesn't want anything of it. He just wants to get moving, doesn't he, mate?
He does. He does. But 7 points to marker between Mudgeway and Chan. Mudgeway needs to bridge this gap, and he needs to get past McDonald.
Definitely, definitely.
you
As
know,
we just see Brad Robinson making a beautiful move,
around
classic,
on
around
the
the Jordan Moss Porsche.
Oscar, yeah.
Yes. It was only a matter of time, and we did touch on it just a couple of laps ago, and he will have his eyes well focused on the Adam Falconer car, and like I said, just in front of those two Porsches was Aaron Enright and then Sam Carson and Mark Mudgeway. These guys are still very close, so awesome. Vaughan Martin and Rusty Shackelford is Shackelford down the inside nicely.
Yeah, beautiful.
Just catching the end of that, but
Carso in.
nice move. So Carso, he gets out of it. We knew one of them was going to. So smart move from Carson, you would suspect, J-Man? Yes?
Yeah, I think it was. I to be honest, if I was Mudgeway, I would have gone. And
Mudgy,
just picking up good info. Thanks for that, Ethan. So just Ethan just mentioning that the Beamer's got one of the worst BOPs around here, and we can see it. He's talking about around 14th slower. So Shane's a great steerer. He's going to mitigate some of that. But yeah, I mean, certain tracks, certain cars, it's not going to be a night. But
look, to be honest,
so
the only race this season so far that I've seen the BMW actually look like he was comfortable in it was last week. It looked like he had defended pretty well the first two rounds, the first four races of the season, you know, like, and really made a good showing of it. So he can pedal that car even in a defensive mode, and even when he's not comfortable in it. So yeah, it's a tough to BOP, isn't it? It's the little devil in the background just going, no, it's the syntax. For GT3s, mate.
So now this Mudgeway McDonald battle. Now some of the is he just tagged him?
He does.
Actually. So this is the risk.
Okay. So do we see one of these guys go in now? Surely these guys are in communication.
Yes, see, Mudgy's
off.
Yep. And you got to go because it's too risky. It's too risky. Yep. And then the other thing as well, what may have kept him is the Nespresso car of Aaron Enright comes in as well. So
there you go.
So one of the things that may have been playing into Mudgy's mind about not going is we know we've seen these guys like to run a long stint and then use that quali set of tyres.
Yep, at the end.
At the end, only for sort of 3, 4, maybe 5 laps.
Not a long time, that's right. Yep.
So Mudgeway and Enright in, which releases, well, it doesn't release John. I guess it takes the pressure off him a little bit, but he was struggling a little bit. We've seen the margin blow out to Vic Chan now. To 6.3 seconds, so Vic is just doing Vic things again tonight here, mate. I thought,
of course.
I thought McDonald might have been able to go with him because he looked like he had the pace.
I'll see if I can get one of the boys to take it. Let's see if we can get him on screen. There's Vic. Way out in front. Oh, actually, you can see John McDonald in the background.
Yeah, coming out of the right-hander. Yeah, it's a long, long way.
It's a long way. Well, that straight's 500 metres long, so he's 500 metres back, give or take a little bit, guys. So yeah, Vic doing Vic things exactly right, J-Man, and doing them bloody well. To be honest, cars looks smooth as silk as usual, and you would expect him to play that same strategy that you just mentioned, mate. Running that tyre for as long as possible, and then trying to use a used tyre. Towards the end of the race for a short period of time. So
I'm just trying to work out what happened there because we saw Robinson put a beautiful move on Jordan Moss, but I thought Adam Falconer was in there as...
So has Falconer been in the pits,
Nah, he's had a blue, mate. We've missed it. He's done a 148.860.
So he's got a drive through as well. So Falconer clearly...
Ooh, too many cuts.
Struggling.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
With the marks there, easily done around here, as we have talked about, turn 4 particularly, but there's actually a couple of places on this track quite easy to get out of. I think it's the final turn there as well, J-Man.
Yeah, and the other one that just happened just off camera not so long ago as well was the Rusty Shackelford had ranged up, the 779 Rusty Shackelford car, it had ranged up. Vaughan had fallen off the back of Shane, and I was watching it, and then Rusty had put pressure on him, and Rusty's got past him and actually bridging the gap up to Shane Corrido.
So we got Rusty going past Vaughan on the stream there earlier, J-Man. But starting to range up now already on Shane, like you said. That car is speedy. Vaughan, when he's on point, is quick, and really showing his form in that Ferrari this season already. When required. So, but you know, the internet gods don't always work in our way, and I think he's had some technical problems throughout the season so far. So, not right up the pointy end of the point. But chasing Corrido now.
I'll tell you now, the tyres have already fallen out in this stanza now. We're sort of almost at half race.
Yep.
And the boys are doing 35s. They were doing, mid to low 34s, mid to just under mid 34s at the start. I'm talking about the John McDonald's, Brad Robertson, Jordan Moss and co. Now they're doing mid 5s. So they've lost a second of pace in these tyres over half race distance.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
It's only going to get worse the longer they stay out them. And then when you get guys like Mark Wadgway, I'm talking about John McDonald, Brad Robinson and co, and Mark Mudgway and Sam Carson and Aaron Enright have all made their steps. They're all going phenomenally faster. Now they've got the second set of tyres up to 10. Mark Mudgway has just come through on a 34.2. Plays McDonald's 35.1, so a full second faster.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of time, isn't it, J-Man?
Yeah, has run into traffic. He's just run up on Bob Laycock, but he should outbrake him down here. He does. Yep. Bobby just runs a little bit wide, but nonetheless, Vic will be safe because he's still running in the 34s. Vic's probably lost a half a second's pace easily as well. So Jordan Mosson, Rusty Shackelford and Jeff Burson. It's a hype of activity in the pit lane right now. Yeah,
so this is where it comes. And we're half race, and we don't often see this big shuffle half race. Traditionally, so far this season, we've seen guys go early or they go late. We don't see a massive shuffle mid race. And we're seeing that tonight here. So 20 minutes left in the race. So, a little bit odd. What have we got temperature-wise? Track's 39 and ambient at 30 at the moment. So, whether that's playing a factor, and we know some of the cars struggle more than others on the tyres. We know the Porsches are going to be hurting.
Yeah, the Porsches are going to hurt tonight in the heat. Yeah, for sure.
We're halfway through. Keep pushing.
There you go, halfway.
So close stuff as we just see Phil Turner, Adam Falconer and Mitch Cole going at it. J-Man.
They are. Phil Turner's doing a great job this season as well. He's been picked up by OES, which is a great stable to be coached from. So they'll be providing a bit of tuition, and he's just tucked up in front of Adam Falconer at the moment, who did receive that drive-through penalty.
So Falconer just out of the pits. He actually on that corner there where we just see him overtake. Now had taken the Porsche. The Lamborghini. The lap before. So he's back to business as usual, J-Man.
Brad Robinson's in the lane also, David.
So Brad Robinson worked his way up to fourth there. Obviously a couple of pit stops on the pointy end of the field, but not a lot in front of him. So
he was actually third. He was actually third prior to the pit stop.
Oh, so, there you go.
So to me, McDonald out there running on mid 35s at the moment. I think it's probably going to hurt.
He would think about coming in, you think, or is he? Think he's just going to push that? Nah. He's going to play that long game, isn't he?
He'll run the long game. Long game, and I think he's going to hurt at the back end of this. I think you're going to be quite surprised about how far back he goes. But he will potentially be in a far better position of race 2 if he takes his pain now. So John could be looking up the road at the moment.
Tyre-wise, you're talking about?
He could be looking for race 2 for a better result.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And again, that's the long game, isn't it? You know, like just thinking about the whole night as a whole.
Yep.
You know, as a whole race rather than just, you know, like stint to stint. So, yeah, awesome work. That will be interesting to see how that pans out as we just see him go past that pit entry and stays out. Brad Robinson back in 14th after already pitting J-Man. I think he's one of the pitted cars, yes.
And he's got Carso right on him.
Yes. And,
so
here we go.
Positional. That's positional.
Oh, absolutely. So both
Carso
pitted
was
cars.
behind Mudgee.
Yeah,
Carso was behind Mudgee.
He was the first one to get out of that three-way, because they were second, third, fourth. Yep. Carso got out, and Brad was still 3 cars behind. He was past the other BC car and the 2 Porsches. So he's in a good position.
He is in a great position.
Yeah, he's really worked hard to put that car where it is. But Carso, he's not going to give it up easy, mate. All in the same team. They're teammates here, mind you. So, the Nintendo car of Brad Robinson and the Xbox car, console themed cars, look fantastic and hot at it, J-Man. Don't think there's too much team orders in the 777 team either. These guys played a race, mate, and they want to race hard, so...
Yeah, absolutely. I think, so I'm just trying to work out how much pain John McDonald's going to take here, and I think it's a
crunch those numbers.
Yeah,
those times are dropping off, J-Man.
Yeah, he's going to lose out as I think he's angling for the pits. I think he's going to lose out to Mudgway, Robertson, Carson. He could be under threat from Enright, so this could see him go from P2 to a P5.
I would have expected him to see Carso go past him, but Brad was so far back. Like Brad is the standout here, really, to be in front of Carson after the pit stop.
Yep.
You know, so what pace?
Reece Penfold in the lane.
So we might just try and catch. These guys are down under that back straightaway. McDonald in the pits, on the jacks. Got to do a set of tyres. This is a critical pit stop here.
It is critical.
Where is Mark Mudgee? It's coming into that final complex of corners, actually.
Okay.
McDonald's still on the jacks.
Okay, might not be as bad as I think, because Mudgee's only coming into the final corner now.
And McDonald's on his way out.
It's a long pit exit. Sorry, it is a long pit exit.
Yep, it is. It's painfully long, actually.
Yep. Yeah, here comes Brad Robinson as well, and Sam Carson, so this is going to be close.
Okay, so he hits the green light for McDonald, and there they go. There they go. So again, I'll repeat. I would have expected. And so he's out in front of the other BC, the purple car,
the Nespresso Aaron Enright car.
The Nespresso car. Thank you, J-Man, for helping me there.
Yep.
The standout still here is Brad Robinson. Like he was 3 positions behind these guys. He was behind the Nespresso car, 2 cars back from the Nespresso car, and now he's in front of Carso.
Yes, so no, that's just like I said, he could have taken his pain here. Might try and hang on, see what he can do as we see Steve Wilton in the pit lane. Steve, he's going to. Steve Wilton with the drive-through. He's just come into pit lane a little bit hot.
Yeah, and we got Mitchell Cole with a disqualification, J-Man.
Okay, so that won't be serving the penalty in a quick enough time or an incredibly fast pit lane entry. If you come in that hot, they can just, race control can throw their toys out the cot pretty quickly.
They throw the stick at you.
Yeah, the band stick comes out
and whacks you.
Hey, just got word on the chat there that we will be graced with Mitchie Campbell's presence in race 2 by the look of it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Mitchie.
Mate, we applaud you if you can make that happen, Mitch Campbell. touching base with us there. Was it on the chat box there, J-Man? So, yeah,
Yeah,
nice
mate.
work. Frodo in the BMW, still yet to pit. Vaughan Martin in third, Steve Melling, Bear Grylls, Steve Wilton, Falconer, and Simpson, and Phil Turner also yet to pit. So a few cars out there, probably about a third of the field or more. As we just see, who is that? Kenny Simpson just popped in actually, as I mentioned that. Riley Price is in the pits at the moment as well. Riley with an early mishap. So
Yeah, so this is a second run through.
It is too. I think. Well, yes, it
Actually,
is too.
I think,
So is he
no,
just?
he's 10 laps down. He's
So
gone
he's sitting.
in.
He's sitting. Steve Melling into the pits. J-Man. Now we have seen traditionally from Steve Melling in the last few rounds. I think except for race 2 last week, him coming in extremely late.
Yes.
In the pit window. So it covered in nice and early there. No stress in the power Ferrari there.
Yep. And so Vic Chan's still out there. He's still banking 34s. So he's looking after that tyre incredibly well at this point in the race, given that he has raced on those for, well, the better part of nearly half an hour.
A bloody long time, that's right.
Yep, so I expect to see Vic in shortly. There's still 7 minutes to go. He stays out one more time, as does Shane. Horido's coming round the back towards corner Misano, heading up there. Will be interested to see what Shano does, because Shano's in a battle once again, I think, with Vaughan Martin, and I'm just trying to remember who else I saw around Shane. I feel like as Shane does come in the lane.
There you go.
Yeah, Vaughan Martin in the lane as well. So all Vaughan tags are all in the lane too, quite heavily. So where is John McDonald?
Little bit of damage on that car there.
Yeah, he would have picked up a little bit. You have to make sure that he hasn't got anything set there, probably to repair that damage this late in the piece. You know, if you picked up a little bit of fender damage, you'd want to carry on the next 10 minutes with it, I would think.
For sure. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be getting the spinners out on that one this late in the race, J-Man, if it's only minor. So it'll be interesting to see how long that thing sits on the blocks.
Adam Falconer in the lane.
That's getting pretty close to our full quota of pit stops, J-Man.
He was starting to get close. We've only got Vic. Pretty much Vic, I believe. As we see Vaughan Martin out the lane. And Vaughan Martin has rounded up. Is that Riley Price? Rusty Shackelford.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Vaughan and Rusty have had a bit of a ding-dong throughout the race here.
And they have.
As we see Bobby Laycock just entered the pits. So, yeah, that's definitely his sparring partner for tonight, J-Man.
It is.
So far, Rusty Shackelford and Vaughan Martin. So
that leaves...
Vaughan, is that Vaughan still in the pits?
No, Vaughan's out.
Vaughan's out. So
he's out. And he's got Vic Chan about to lap him. So Vic Chan hasn't made a stop yet. I did pick up that the only two guys that haven't made their stops are Steve Wilton and Vic Chan.
Okay, and we see Mitch Campbell already in the server, J-Man, which is good news.
Yeah, good stuff. So this, Vaughan's getting a blue flag, so he's just going to step aside here for Vic. And he does. And we do well to just tuck him behind him and expect with 4 minutes, just under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Vic will probably only run one, maybe two more laps, but I suspect maybe one more.
And if you just look at the background there, you see Vaughan Martin, you see Jeff Burst, and that's Rusty Shackelford, and that's the little battle we were talking about before, J-Man. So Vaughan Martin, that little nick on the pit entry doesn't look like it's fed him that badly, because he's still got a lot of space on Rusty Shackelford there, J-Man.
Yeah, well, Rusty's out of position. He's 7 laps down, so he's obviously parked it for a bit and then come back.
Okay, there you go. Hadn't noticed that. Thanks for that, mate. as we see Steve Wilton back in the pits to serve. What was it he drives through, J-Man?
No, this is Wilton's official stop.
Oh, okay, yep.
So he's in there, and he's just been rounded up by a couple of the other, well, few of the other breakfast crew cars. So that kind of leaves your provisional running order right now is Vic Chan, Mark Mudgeway, Brad Robinson in third, Sam Carson under attack from John McDonald in fifth, Aaron Enright not too far behind, Jordan Moss a few car lengths behind that. Shane Frodo's bounced out of this not too bad in P8, which is ahead of Vaughan Martin, who's just been rounded up by the hard-charging Vic Chan, who hasn't made a stop. He will be looking to come in shortly, followed by Jeff Burst in P10. So that is pretty much your running order. Reece Penfold doing a great job, P11 in the unsponsored Lamborghini. Steve Melling doing a good job as well, P12 over Steve Wilton. Kenny Simpson, Phil Davison, I mentioned Phil earlier, under tuition from 777, doing a great job, P15, battling with Bear Grylls. Now these two, I mentioned earlier, are battling out for the AM Championship. Now, 1 point was the difference in the AM Championship between these two. Bear Grylls was 1 point ahead on 70 points over Phil Davison 69, and Phil Davison has got him on track at the minute. Still got 6 minutes 50 to play out on this one, so expect that to heat up with about 3 minutes to go as per usual, Davo.
Yeah, for sure. Not too much distance between those two, but I just noticed
we've got a mischief down the bottom there with it looks like Rob Penfold and Phil Turner at turn 3. Something's gone on there.
So a little bit of biff and barge there, J-Man in 3. As we just see Carso starting to get a bit of pressure from John McDonald. I think John McDonald wants a position here in the next 6 minutes, and it looks like he might have the pace to do it. We did notice Carso drop off the back of
Robinson,
the Nintendo car, Robinson. So, you know, is Carso again?
Oh, John's down there. He's
having a bloody good hard look at it, J-Man.
Got out of it though, yep.
Carso a little bit wide. Really, you've got to be so patient, don't you, with a series of corners like that. It looks like you can get up there, but then it closes again, and then it closes again, and then it tightens up even more. Got to be so patient.
Minute 24 to go of pit stops. Vic will be in this lap.
Without a doubt, mate, as we just continue to focus on this little ding-dong between Sam Carson and John McDonald.
Yep. So Vic in the lane is back with McDonald and Carson.
So yes, it's all starting to ramp up as per usual. 5 minutes to go. The temps are hot. The in-cab temps are hot. The egos are hot. Everybody wants to win. Drive-through penalty.
Oh, who was that?
For remaining 4. Who's that? Bear Grylls. So that's I think that was a reminder. We might have missed the original notification.
That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt because, like I mentioned, he was in that battle with Phil Davis at 1 point apiece. 1 point better off, and this is going to drop him down. He will be under attack. Who is the next? Where is Phil Turner? Can Phil Turner and Bobby Laycock round him up?
Oh, mate. Drive through here.
Oh, someone else.
Pit lane. You know what it's like, mate. It's long.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
The pit window is closing now.
Pit window closed. So Vic Chan in the pits just makes it. Nice work from Vic. Business as usual.
Yeah, just under 4 minutes to go, and I can tell you mentioned about the John McDonald Sam Carson battle heating up, and the Nespresso Enright car is starting to range up on this one. It's
right there, and we will actually drop back a little bit to Kenny Simpson, Phil Davis, and Adam Falconer battle.
Yep.
A bunch of, is that tucked up behind Wilton there? I think it is.
It's Kenny Simpson behind Wilton there.
Yeah. So that's bunched that little group of cars up. A couple of Porsches,
Yeah, Falcon has just
Couple of
taken Davison. Yep.
So yeah, nice work. Kenny holding his own in 14th position, doing well tonight. Keeping it clean. 3 minutes to go.
Falcon is just coming back from Struggle Street after that drive-through, so he's just making his way back through. Yeah,
and nicely so. Be very patient with you know, what he would consider some slower cars, and just slowly making his way through the field respectfully. Kenny no slouch though, J-Man. So and or Steve Wilton, Farmer, aka Farmer. So he's sort of
got Carso.
So he's getting up to that porty end. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, replay on that actually. Oh, we just missed it actually by the looks of it. But nice work from McDonald, no doubt in the left-hander, and then out up to the run up to the double apexing right and onto the back straight now. So yeah, nice work for McDonald. We could sort of see it coming, J-Man. I wasn't sure whether he had the pace in the car to do it, but it looked like Carso had been dropping back a little.
Now I just picked up on something, and I might just try and see if I can remember to ask this guy on the podium, because he's surely guaranteed one, is Vic Chan with the distance he's gone out in front. But I've just watched his lap times. He's gone out and he's jumped on this tyre late, Davo, and he's not doing half the speed we know he's capable of. Is he just going out there, given that he had around about 11 seconds or something down the road? It's now back to 5.6. Mudgie's exiting the corner that he's just exited. He can see him on the front straight now. I think Vic's playing a smart card here with a minute 28 to go.
So,
he's just nursing these tyres.
He's just betting in a set of quali tyres for next race, you reckon?
I don't know if it'll be quali tyres, because we saw how tight quali was, but I think this is potentially the outgoing set for race 2. So we'll touch base with Vic on that shortly and see what's going on there. But
so yeah,
just an observation.
Yes, good observation at that, J-Man, as Carso continues to fight with that Xbox car. We've already seen McDonald go past. We've only got a minute left to go, and it looks like
Enright wants to.
Looks like Enright wants a part of it as well. So Enright been in some good solid form actually the last round or so. So yeah, definitely watch that space. We'll be keeping an eye on that. We had Kenny Simpson, Phil Davison tight before. Looks like that pack's just sort of spread a little. Sam Carson and Aaron Enright is where it's happening now though. He's only got a lap to go. He's thinking, surely I can hold this guy out.
Well, he's going to have to do a good down
here.
Mate,
because we saw McDonald. Well, we didn't actually see McDonald, but I'm sure
McDonald was down here.
Yeah, I think it was down here into the left-hander, and it looks like Enright's got the run.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be close enough this one, but a potential. Or he just had the range just check up there a little bit. He was a little bit hot on there.
Yeah, tricky little over under there. Big opening exit on that corner. Tough call. A few more corners to go.
Yeah, I think Carso might have done enough here, and we can see Mossy in the background there as well. He's done a great job this race as well as...
Absolutely.
Just looking up the road, Vic Chan's about to come through the final 2 corners to take another great victory here at Misano. Just too fast, too good. The margin is only 2.8 seconds, but I feel that's all managing the tyre. So well done to Vic Chan.
You're probably right there, J-Man. As we see Vic Chan, Mark Mudd, Brad Robinson all in very quick succession. John McDonald, Sam Carr, Aaron Enright, Jordan Moss, bam, bam, bam. Shane Buttado across the line. Vaughan Martin into the final corner. So top 8 super close, J-Man.
Yep.
Very, very close. Vaughan Martin, a little bit of a gap. Back to Jeff Burse, who has Reese Penfold not too far behind as well. I think that might have been who was that?
Yeah, Phil Turner on track behind him, but Reese has just come around as well. Yeah.
So Steve Melling just popping down into that final complex of corners and then rounding the final. And he actually has Rusty Shackelford behind him. And then it goes Steve Wilton, Adam Falconer. Don't think there's going to be any change there.
No.
These guys down into this final corner. Another corner you can get a cut on easily, J-Man there.
Yeah, it is pretty easy to sort of slip out wide there.
Oh, yeah. Even if you get like a big handful of opposite lock, you can really throw the car off there. Phil Dape, Bear Grylls in 17th, Phil Turner.
Yep, Rob Penfold, Bobby Laycock, Rusty Shackelford, Riley Price, and then we have got Mitchie Campbell turned up to put the car on the grid ready for the next one. So a great race there, good battle at the top end of town between the likes of McDonald, Carson, Enright at the end. Mudgeway getting the upper hand with that pit strategy over McDonald. Brad Robinson was just moving forward all night. So
Yeah.
great to see Brad Robinson going to come down and basically catch up with us on the podium, which is cool because it's always nice to see the guys mix it up, and we will actually we'll grab. Used to call him Brad Luck, but we could hardly say that now. Brad, you got us on comms?
I'm here.
Mate, what a race.
Ooh, won't be doing that again, will we?
Well, what let us in, mate. What's going on? Like, why can't you back that up?
Well, I screwed 2 sets of tyres, didn't I? And I know people out there who are smarter than I probably were looking after this.
Okay, so what was the tyre dig like? Because it looked pretty bad from here for some guys.
Some guys. It's not too bad, really. What am I down to? 2.7-ish, maybe 2.69 on my worst tyre.
Okay.
I mean, in numbers, I don't know what that means. When there's no one when you're just chasing the guy ahead, it's sort of hard to quantify. I was looking back at McDonald, he was slowly catching, but yeah, it's a hard one.
Yeah. So look, obviously racing out of the 777 stable is that acceptable to go out there and just straight up beat the boss like that? Like, is there gonna be a bit of talk after that, or?
No, he lets everyone have a fair go.
No, good stuff. Hey, look, the eyes were on you a fair bit, Brad, because you were right from the get-go, mate. You were putting moves on, moving forward. I thought you'd obviously you've spent a bit of credit using some rubber and stuff, and but great race, mate. You certainly had the pace and justified the class you're racing in.
Yeah, I threw away quali too on the last corner, sitting in there behind Steve. I was pushing a wee bit hard on that last turn, so I threw away 5th in quali. So that, I started from 10th, so it was all right. It was good.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd qualified where you wanted to, just looking at your times there, mate. So, yeah, that was a bit of a toughie. But you definitely made up for it in race. And, if you think you burn up a couple of sets of tyres, mate, you're going to have your fingers crossed for this one, eh?
Yeah, well,
still going to be fun.
Yeah,
we'll be watching
stuff,
this one, mate. You take your pain. You took your credit now. You take your pain later, but we'll be still watching with interest. Well done, Brad Robinson on a P3. Good work, mate. Well done, and bit of luck. We'll see you here in another 50 minutes.
Shit. Thanks,
well done,
fellas.
mate.
All right, mate.
Brad Robinson.
All right, so next cab off the rank, certainly no stranger to the comms box, is Mark Mudgeway. You got comms on us? You got a copy, Mudge? Other button, mate. Copy, Mudgy. Okay, well, there you have it. So that's Mark Mudgeway. Hasn't got a lot to say. He's clearly wanted to go one step better.
Yeah, it's all business for Mudgy. No chit chat.
No, well, there's actually a fine coming. There is a fine coming. If you get pulled into the comms box and you don't talk, you will get fined.
Yes.
It's a disciplinary action. But no, Mark Mudgeway did a great job.
Yes.
Got tucked up in behind John McDonald, his teammate. Well, they do run number 1, number 2 teams, so they're not racing out of the same team, but it is the same stable. And Mudgy tucked up in there, a little bit of touchy down into Misano there on one of the laps. And we mentioned that Mudgy, would have been a prime time to get out there and let that car loose and make some lap time. And
for sure.
And he did a great job to take another P2. It keeps that gap reasonable up the road to Vic Chan. So just one more comms check on you, Mudgy. You're not there? Okay.
Man, a
Alright.
few words. So,
Man of not many. All right. Thanks, Mark Mudgeway. Good work. See ya. All right.
okay.
All right. Next guy.
Where we got next? Another one on the list here.
Yeah, we've got another one. We got Vic Chan. Vic Chan will talk to us. Vic, you got us on comms, mate.
Yeah, mate. Hey, guys.
Oh, mate, you don't know how satisfied I am to hear your voice, buddy.
Don't take
mate,
that the wrong way either.
Yeah,
It's not being creepy.
No. It doesn't have any weird
Sounds
references,
creepy, but
mate.
it's not.
No. The last guy didn't say much, but hey, look, mate, well done. Really, really tight quality. I don't know if you were expecting quality to be that tight, but you did bank a 3.7 in there versus McDonald's 3.8, so it was tight. Congratulations on a great start. Stayed out really long, and I was going to remind myself to ask the question: was that some tyre conservation at the back end?
Yep, it sure was.
Right.
I was just
right.
managing the gap because I knew I didn't have to push these tires because I'm gonna quali with them again. These are my quali sets.
I thought they might have been. It wasn't obvious at all.
No, okay, Dave, you called it.
Yeah, I did call it.
I didn't think they would be a quali set given how tight the quali
He's
was.
just rubbing the edges off it, mate, for quali next quali.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah, so I'll quali Q2 with some scrub tires. It should be fine. But
Yeah.
see how it goes.
Nah, good stuff, mate. Yeah,
one
no,
little heat circle. You certainly weren't pushing them to your level at the back end, mate. We saw the margin come down as low as 2.8, but well managed, mate. You know, like you only got to win by a bumper, and it was pretty obvious what you're doing. Tell me, how was the dig out there on that set that you ran long, and how's the temperature and conditions affecting stuff out there?
It's actually all right. I wasn't too sure because I haven't done any race runs at all. I didn't have time this week. I just did quali setups, but yeah, it seemed fine. I wasn't sure if I should push or not, so I created a gap and then I managed the gap between McDonald, and then I was surprised to see Mudgy behind me when I got out of the pits. So yeah, well done to those guys.
Yeah.
Good race.
Yeah,
yeah.
we weren't.
They had
surprised.
their own little thing going on there, so probably benefited you to a certain extent. But yeah, Mudgy took that place and he was back there after you. So, but yeah, tired there. It looked like you had plenty. You know, even like you said, managing it, you could have responded anyway to any pace.
Yeah,
that
for
he,
sure.
yeah.
I'm checking the tire wear now, and
Yep.
yeah, I still have probably 2.2 is the lowest, so there's definitely still more in it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not so bad. I thought it might have been a little higher, but no, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
that's managing. I'd say if I push all the way, it would be closer to the 2.1 or 2.0.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. No, well done, mate. Hey, look, I think you had somewhere around maybe. I think it was around 7 points the buffer leading into this round. It's just increased a bit more. Obviously, that 5-1 was a little blip at Kyle Army after that contact race 1. But look, you've bounced back good this week as well, as you did race 2 last week. Best of luck for this next qualifying session, mate, and see if we can dip into those 33.5s, eh?
Yeah, cheers, guys. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Awesome.
I'll hopefully talk to you the next race.
Awesome,
Well
Vic.
done, mate. Well done, Vic.
Yes.
Talk soon.
There you go, Vic Chan. That's your race winner.
Vic Chan, everyone. Yes, J-Man. What another cracking race. Look, mate, it's just one after the other. This season's been fantastic so far, and it continues to be so. Where their boys will be lining up for Q2 any moment. So we're going to take a quick break, everyone, and get some refreshments, and we will see you back for Q2 race 2 here in round 4 at Misano. Back soon. Welcome back, everybody, and a good evening. You have joined us again for the official coverage of the Asrnz 2023 Back Pain GT3 Series. We've just come back from an intermission. The boys are in Q2 for race 2 here at Misano. Round 4, J-Man. We're starting to get up into the business end of the sprint series, mate.
Yeah, you're right. This one and 2 more.
We're over halfway through now, and yes, plenty going on before we start into the endurance season at the back. Endurance part of the season at the back end of the series. So plenty to play for everybody as we see the boys start to circulate around for quali there, mate.
Yeah, we'll start to see some negative laps firing through shortly. Interesting to point out, obviously I haven't driven since the ROC, but I know personally I've never been the biggest fan of jumping out in a heap of traffic. Obviously 23, 24 cars out on field. I suppose you've got to go when you've got to go, and they are an open quali session. But
8 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Still not a lot of time, is it, when you've got 25 cars on track?
Wow, there's not a lot of space for 25 cars on track, is there really?
No.
And you don't want to impede somebody when they're on a hot lap as well. So, nonetheless, yeah, they all filed out pretty thick and fast. I think
they did.
Mitchie was probably one of the last cars I saw to go.
Yes, and we should mention Mitch Campbell back for race 2 here. He missed race 1 through due to technical issues. So good to see Mitch.
Yeah, we appreciate the fact that he's
making the effort. Yep,
making the effort to come back in, albeit for one race. I think it's a great, really shows a test of a character. Brad Robinson just banked a 34.2. We did see a 33.7 take pole in race 1, Q1. So it'll be interesting to see what they're. Vaughan Martin, he's in there on a 34.4. Brad's parked the car, and I think that was an escape back to pits, so
he's done.
That'll be his quali over, unless he did drive it back. But
34.2 is not a shabby lap, though, is it, J-Man?
It's a big lap. Yeah, it is a big lap for sure. Who else? Mudgee Spider 34.5. We're gonna need more than that, because once we mentioned before, we're down on tyre stocks now. Mudgee, that lap's done. That's a cut. Still 4 minutes 50 to go, so still plenty of time. But
has he got anything left in that rubber, though? Like you said, it's a constant conversation we're having here about tyre and tyre strategy, and even until the just recent driver interviews. Again, we hear Vic Chan with an interesting take and a strategy on what he was doing at the end of last race and leading into this qualifying, J-Man. So,
so
ever-changing dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah. So these tyres have done a few laps of Vic's, but he's got such pace that I know he's going to put it up the pointy end. However, if one of his fellow competitors, the likes of McDonald, who's just banked a 34.0, or even Carso on a 34.0, or even Mudgee, if Mudgee can fire a shot in there into the 33s, can Chan's tyres do a 33 after doing 5, 6, maybe 7 laps?
So what's Chan got up his sleeve, though? So if he's raced, Q1, stint 1, and then betted a set of green tyres for the quali, like what's he got left, J-Man? How does he run it from there, mate?
Well, no matter what you're doing, I think the back end of this one, he doesn't have 2 optimal sets. He might have one good set and one
medium set, maybe.
I don't even know if they'd be medium. They'd be pretty ordinary.
This is where we start guessing, isn't it?
Yeah, and that'd be pretty ordinary. Mudgee's looking to come around on a good lap. He's just maybe going to get held up here by full turn. No, he doesn't. This is going to be a big lap